You're still watching Breakfast Central on News Central Television. And of course, so many things happening in the world of sport. We have Udoka Njoku to give us the updates. Hello, Udoka.
Hi, blessings, and good morning to you, Olive. You ladies are looking very beautiful, and I'm blessed to be in the center.
I knew you would
As
love
you
it.
should.
I mean,
You are happy to not have Osage this morning.
yeah, of course, and it really feels great to.
At least no rivalry for one day. It's good.
Exactly, no rivalry.
So please give us the update in the world of sport.
I'm glad we don't have Joe and Osarage here because we are drinking Chelsea tears today. But let's jump straight to what's happening across the world, starting off with the Female Champions League for Asfar of Morocco. They hammered South Africa's Mamelodi Sundowns 4-0 in the final of the CAF Women's Champions League on Sunday. A hat-trick from Ibtisma Draidi and a solitary strike from Fatima Tagnut saw Asfar dethrone Mamelodi Sundowns to be crowned champions of the second edition. Debutants Bayelsa Queens of Nigeria finished third after beating Simba Queens 1-0 thanks to Juliet Sunday's goal. Meanwhile, in the competition, individual awards that were presented, we had Fatima Tagnut of Asfar, who won the most valuable player. There's also Ibtisam Draidi of Asfar as well, won the Golden Boot with 6 goals, and Khadija El Michi from Asfar also was adjudged the best goalkeeper, while Bayelsa Queens went home with the Fair Play Award. So congratulations to all the winners on the night. All right, to European football now. Let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, who has suggested Wayne Rooney's criticism of him, his behavior at Manchester United, is rooted in jealousy. Ronaldo has been the subject of a great deal of scrutiny this season, having pushed for a move away from United ahead of the August kickoff. After staying at Old Trafford, the United great fell out of favour under the new manager, Erik ten Hag, and was widely criticised for refusing to appear as a substitute against Tottenham Hotspur. Now, for Ronaldo, he stormed down the tunnel during the match and was subsequently suspended for United's next game. Ten Hag has reintegrated Ronaldo, but his role remains the subject of debate, with former strike partner Rooney weighing in this week. And of course, Ronaldo has said Rooney is quite jealous of his achievements on the football pitch. And talking about that, let's look at the results of matches played yesterday. We saw 2 games. Aston Villa played against Brighton and Hove Albion, and they won that one 2-1. And it was the same scoreline for Manchester United, defeating Fulham 2-1, with a winning goal coming in the late minutes of the second half. Right, let's run straight to the Italia Serie A now, looking at the results. We saw Inter Milan come from behind to defeat Atalanta by 3-2. Salernitana lost away from home to Monza 3-0, and it was 1-1 between Roma and Torino. And in that game, Jose Mourinho got sent off, talking about the coach for Roma. And Verona lost at home to Spezia 2-1. Juventus defeated Lazio by 3-0, with Moise Kean scoring in that encounter. And of course, AC Milan defeated Fiorentina by 2-1. Running straight to the German Bundesliga now, still talking about results of games. Freiburg defeated Union Berlin 4-1, and it was 1-1 between Mainz 05 and Frankfurt. And in the Ligue 1, we saw matches go down in France as well. Looking at those games now, results from the French Ligue 1. We saw over the weekend, we actually saw Paris Saint-Germain play, and of course, it was Messi, Mbappe getting on the score sheet, and the Moroccan star player Achraf Hakimi, who is getting set for the World Cup. He also got a goal in that one against Auxerre, where PSG won 5-0. And Troyes lost away from home to Brest by 2-1. And Lille defeated Angers 1-0, and was 1-1 between Montpellier and Reims, and it was 2-2 between Ajaccio and Nantes, while Strasbourg played out a 1-1 draw with Lorient, and Marseille away from home defeated Monaco 3-2. And going straight to other things happening in the world of sports, we know that we saw Formula One action, and let's go straight to the UFC now. The president, Dana White, hinted that a 4th fight could be on the cards if defeated champion Israel Adesanya requests an immediate rematch with Alex Pereira, crediting the Nigerian-born star for his willingness to fight game opponents on short notice. Pereira became the new UFC middleweight champion after defeating ex-kickboxing rival Israel Adesanya via standing knockout in the 5th and final round of their blockbuster fight in Madison Square Garden in New York. Now, for Adesanya, he teased a rematch with Pereira after congratulating the Brazilian on winning the title. Now, with that win, Pereira becomes a UFC champion in just his 8th mixed martial arts contest. And to the Grand Prix now, George Russell took a maiden Grand Prix victory and a first for the Mercedes in 2022 as Max Verstappen was penalized for a collision with Lewis Hamilton in Sao Paulo. Russell, who was in control of the race throughout after Verstappen and Hamilton came together as a disputed second place in the early stages at a safety car restart, ended up winning that one. And for Hamilton, he dropped to ninth place after the collision with his 2021 title rival, but came back to secure the Mercedes 1-2 finish and still the team's recovery after a difficult season that the 8-time champion started with an uncompetitive car. Now, Russell's accomplished drive included him surviving a late safety car that bunched up the field and put Hamilton right behind him, heading into the final 10 laps. And to cricket now, England defeated Pakistan by 5 wickets in a very exciting final in Melbourne to win the Men's T20 World Cup and become world champions, chasing 138 in front of a boisterous Pakistan supporting crowd. They fell to a 45-3 and 84-4 amid electric fast bowling. But then, under intense pressure, Ben Stokes wrote himself further into the folklore of English cricket by finishing on 52 not out. The win means England becomes the first team to hold the men's 20 and 50 over world titles. It is also their second T20 world title following victory in the West Indies in 2010. And that's a wrap on Sports Update on Breakfast Central. I'm Udoka Njoku. Back to you, beautiful ladies.
Thank you very much, Udoka, for the sports update. CR7 has been in the news for a lot of reasons. Now whilst he's gaining a lot of support from his diehard fans, there's also been a lot of criticism about him missing preseason, him refusing to come on as a sub, him walking out of the stadium twice, and very recently, of course, he granted an interview to Piers Morgan, and in the interview he said he feels like he's been chased out of Manchester United.
Yeah.
And he also said that since Alex Ferguson left, that there's been no improvement, zero improvement, he says, in the club. But he's also complained. He said that he would not respect Erik ten Hag because Erik ten Hag doesn't respect him. How would you rate Ronaldo's behavior so far? I mean, with all of this that's going on, do you think that there is maybe a merit to his argument?
So, no matter what happens with a football player, no matter the kind of player you are, be it that the fact that you are the biggest player in the world, you are not bigger than a football club. It is Manchester United. They have a tradition. They have a culture. You are just a football player who happens to be one of the best players in the world. So you need to respect whatever the club puts down. If the coach says, sit on the bench, you sit on the bench. You can't tell the coach when you want to play. If the coach says you're going to be sold on transfer, you will be sold. If the coach says go in there and play, you have to get to the football pitch and play. So it takes a whole lot for Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, well-respected football player across the world, but he sure has to respect the values of the club. So Ronaldo is wrong on this one, granting that interview and talking about the club, talking about Ten Hag, him not respecting Ronaldo and all of that. He should just calm down. And there are rumors that he might not get back to Manchester United after the World Cup.
Because with the way it seems, like there's a huge rivalry.
Yeah.
Now it's not even coded anymore. It's out there.
But then again, I would agree with Udoka. I mean, he's not bigger than the entire football. He really should just pipe down on that. And also talking about the Adesanya and Pereira match, on a lighter note, I wouldn't say it's so light for the person who lost that much money, but rapper Drake was said to have lost 2 million Canadian dollars. And then some people are tagging it the Drake course because they have said that anybody he bets on ends up losing. Udoka, what's that about?
Well, it's normal for pundits to actually talk about Drake and him putting money on bets and all of that. But this is the second time it's happening. And for Israel Adesanya, I mean, a lot of pundits didn't see this coming, losing to Pereira because, I mean, he lost during the kickboxing twice. And we all thought, okay, this is the MMA, the UFC. Adesanya knows how to get revenge over his opponents. And him being the last outbender, he's a heavy puncher. And also he talks a lot aside getting on the ring. So for Adesanya losing this one to Pereira, well, we didn't see this coming. And for Drake, I think he should stop putting his money on bets. Probably should just put it on the weaker team then who ensure victory.
But maybe we should ask you very quickly, what impact do you think losing this match has on his career? I remember when Anthony Joshua, everybody was saying, don't go back, don't take that fight, because if you do, it's going to impact your career negatively if you lose. Do you think that it has the same weight for Israel's career?
Well, for Israel, he wants to come back, and we believe that he can actually get a victory over Pereira if a rematch is granted So we look forward to the rematch. Then whatever happens afterwards, then we'll know if he will continue with his career or not. But for now, he needs to prepare and get certain dates when he's going to have this rematch against Pereira. Of course, he will put a damp on his career, knowing that this is first knockout loss to his opponent, and he will go back to the drawing board with his coaching crew, and he will bounce back stronger.
I mean, fingers
Hopefully
crossed.
so.
Yeah.
Hopefully so.
And we're fans of him regardless. We're proud of him, and we're rooting for him. Thank you, Udoka, for joining us.
Thank you,
on
Udoka.
Sports.